I'm also a fucking case of trauma. So really, can you trust anything that comes out of my mouth?
Maybe I'm addicted to my mom.
A lot of these moms like are still married. It feels like they're a single mother.
Financially is not the only way that you can be a successful, productive adult.
Mommy, this episode is for you.
Hey, sister.
Hey, sister. Hey, girl.
Hi, girl.
How was your week?
I was about to say, don't even try to act like you want to like fake get into it. I went to prison this weekend, and this is what Kelsey wants to get into. How was your week, sister? Well, let me share with y'all.
We the ching ching.
I have gone my whole entire life with evading the law. And less than a month before my 30th birthday, I decide that it's my time to go experience prison. I'm just kidding. I went to jail, y'all. So long story short, super long story short, I'm not going to talk about my case to these people.
Why? The Facebook page is talking about it.
They posted my mugshot. They posted my mugshot.
In her city, on her city Facebook page.
Little small town county Facebook. Insert mugshot here.
And she looks.
And I was taking it. I was taking it. And if you was on there talking about my mugshot,
you're jealous.
Well, that's a better way to say that. But you heard what I said. Anyways, long story short, y'all. Apparently my license was suspended, which I feel like I got wrongfully arrested for that because, hello, how was I supposed to know that my license was suspended? 9 times out of 10, when people know their license is suspended, they be ducking and dodging. Mm-hmm. I was driving like a normal person, literally normal, clearly not normal enough because he was like, I pulled you over because you made a sharp right turn. I get pulled over and he's like, you know, your license is suspended, all this other stuff. I'm like, no problem. I live right here. Just take me home and I'll have somebody else. My mom will come get the car. He's like, oh no, you're going to jail. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, you're going to jail.
You're not going to jail. You're going to prison.
So I'm like, okay, whatever. Y'all think it's a joke the whole entire time. Like I'm kikiing in the back seat. Like I'm like, call my mom. She'll come. Like cool. Like he's like, well, you know, I don't know if you're gonna be able to bond out tonight. Who ain't got bond money? I got bond money. Say less. He's like, yeah, because if you got the cash on you right now, then we could just take care of it here. Oh, we can take care of it here then. Like I can transfer it. He's like, oh no, you can't use your phone. I'm like, he's like, you're in custody. I'm like, bro, I'm not really finna go to jail. You're not about to take me to jail. So really, I'm not in custody. We're just chilling. We're really hanging out. Everybody's hanging out here.
Just vibing.
Just vibing in the parking lot because I'm not going to jail. So I'm like, okay. So then my mom pulls up, of course, to come get her princess. And he's like, oh yeah, you know, whatever happens. He's like, oh no, we still got to take her. I'm like, for real, for real? He's like, yeah. So all this time, y'all, I don't think I'm really going to jail until like we pull up. And then if you've been to prison before, you probably know how this goes. But I don't know how this goes because I've never been in jail. So... we pull up to the back and it's like this private little bunker in the back of the jail and they're like processing you in. Y'all, they open up the gate and the girl is looking at me like, the fuck are you doing here? My point exactly. What are we all doing here? Like, this is all clearly a game. Y'all, until they really get into it and they start doing my handprint. I haven't gotten handprinted since I was like,
are you about to cry?
In elementary school. No, we're not gonna say I'm about to cry about everything. No, I didn't even cry the whole time. Y'all be so proud of me. I did not cry the whole time. And y'all probably thought I was. I didn't. And long story short, they do my fingerprint. Y'all don't commit a crime because you're gonna be in there. They do your hand. Did you know that? They do your palm, the top of your wrist, go the side. So long story short, they do it, but my mugshot, cunty, taking it. So that was the good part about it. So I'll update y'all after I go to court. Like, that's what happened in my fucking weekend.
But mind you, she comes out of the jail fucking curls. Gorgeous, big, full volume.
Gorgeous.
Face beat.
Gorgeous.
I said, wow, you're the prettiest girl that's ever been in prison.
Do you know this man DM'd me and was like, did you go to jail this weekend? Or did you just get out of jail? I'm like, how the fuck do you know I just got out of jail? Was you in there?
Are you walking out of the jail?
Was you in
like,
jail?
Who
like,
is that?
what? Like, who is that? Like, small town. That's what happens when you live in a small town. But either way it goes, I was just happy because I'm like, in the moment, look at my mommy coming to get me and like saving me. But then I was like, oh, you're so fucking childish. When are you gonna grow up? Why are you getting arrested? Why are you getting arrested? Like, when are you gonna grow up? And so I constantly banter with myself, right? Like, I know that I'm an adult and like I know I'm grown, but like, this was childish.
Am I really an adult?
My bank account, every time I pay bills, tell me I'm grown. Every single time. Like, but then when I do shit like this, and I'm like, mommy, come save me, it's like childish.
But I wonder though because you always talk about how supportive mommy was, and like, I completely believe that you need to support your children, right? I think
Here she
that
go.
you are.
Go ahead.
Let me just say, this is not an attack on you.
Attack.
I think that it's really important for parents to support their children. However, I do think that there's something to be said about letting your kids figure it out sometimes. And I think because you've never really had to fall flat on your face.
That's why I was laughing in the back of the cop car.
Yeah, I don't think you take anything too seriously because you're like, my mom's gonna come fix it. Like, my mommy's gonna do it for me. Like, my mommy, like, Janae went to.
Girl,
Janae went to the DMV.
No,
Janae
you
went
just
to
said this wasn't gonna be an attack on me. She finna attack me. She finna tear me up.
No, I want to
because-
give an example.
But you gotta give context because you about to get this example and they're gonna be in the comments like, you dumb, dirty dog ass bitch.
Listen. So Janae, because her license it really was wrongfully suspended. I mean, technically we found out that it wasn't, but Janae
It was wrong. They didn't do their job. Let's talk about it.
Janae
They
didn't pay a ticket, right?
Because I don't want to pay them.
And so on the very last day that Janae had to pay the ticket, she paid the ticket. That was why her license was suspended because they didn't get the payment
info over to DDS quick enough.
Right. They didn't get the information over. So by the time, the arrest warrant came out, they hadn't submitted the information or whatever the case, whatever, she gets arrested because her license at that point was suspended. And then I don't think they sent her any kind of like failure to appear or anything like that. So there was no kind of like check-in to kind of notify her, right? Exactly. So anyways, her license is suspended. So she has to go to the DMV, period. So she has to go to the DMV to figure out like what we can do about her license because her court date is not until December. We got a whole lot of stuff to do in between today and December where she's going to need to be around in her car.
I need to be in my car.
Okay. So anyways, so she goes up to the DMV. Mind you, everybody that's ever been to the DMV knows they got bullshit attitudes in there. I've never been to the DMV where they were super pleasant. And if you have, that's lucky for you.
No, the lady in the intro, the two ladies, shout out to y'all. If y'all see this, they were so nice. They deserve a raise. The rest of them in there?
No. The people that be behind the counter,
oh yeah,
they're always funky. Yeah, because they got to deal with, the mass, But the people that are always behind the counter, typically they're funky. So she got a funky ass, rude ass mother effer. Rightfully so. It's irritating. It's uncomfortable. However, she had no identification. She goes to a government building with no identification.
I've been to court before and they don't ask for no ID.
In her defense, she's like, I haven't been to the DMV in years. But I'm like, yeah, but like as an adult, that is just one thing that like if you're going to a government building, like you need 2 forms of ID. Like that's pretty standard. And so it's like little things like that where I feel like your mom may tell you, Janae, bring this, Janae, do this. She don't really ever have to think about things because her mom is always going to be there to tell her. And so while that is great for support, it kind of coddles your child in a way that doesn't prepare them for the real world because you're not always going to be there step by step with them to tell them to do X, Y, and Z. So this experience was going to teach her now when you go to a government building, you need 2 forms of ID. But, she's learning this lesson a little bit later in life than what would like have prepared her,
I want you all to know that I fully plan to die before my mother because I don't believe there needs to be a time that I'm on earth that she is not there to assist me with any and everything.
If that doesn't communicate entitled spoiled brat, I don't know what would.
And if it doesn't pan out, I'm gonna be honest, if my mom dies before me,
she's gonna offer herself.
let me tell y'all right now, I don't care what gets said on this podcast, there's no other reason that I would probably kill myself
other than my mommy dying.
But if y'all ever find out that my mom leaves before me, I gotta go with her wherever she is.
Mommy,
she's probably going to heaven. I'll probably be going to hell. But when we meet up, I'll be like, okay, girl, I see you. I'm just saying, like, I need to be there. But I do feel like there are a lot of times in life where I feel a little unprepared. I feel like I definitely went through a phase, though, in life, probably in college. I was, like, smelling myself. And I didn't want her help. And my mom dead ass
typical.
was on some, like, oh, I remember I didn't have rent one time. I was like, I don't got my rent. She's like, oh, that's crazy. I don't either. What the fuck you mean you don't have it? You're rich. You have it. The fuck? Like, we're not gonna act like you don't have it. You just don't want to give it to me, but you got it.
And you think it's her responsibility to give it to you because you're her child.
Yeah. I didn't fucking ask to be here. I don't care. Every episode I'm gonna tell you, I didn't ask to be here. 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 You could have went to the chop shop.
So go.
We tried that. I'm still here. Like, we tried that. Still here. So then there's that.
No, we're cutting this shit out, but bitch, you failed the mission.
Failed.
Why are you mad at somebody else? Because you couldn't complete the mission,
I could not
bitch.
complete the mission. We could keep it in. I don't give a damn.
Nope.
But what I'm
Manager's
saying
over there seething.
Sorry, manager.
What the fuck is wrong with these girls?
Marketable. That's the problem. We're not marketable. The point that I'm
Janae
making
Iman and Kelsey Lee, do not let your kids listen to them because they're promoting suicide.
Yeah, we're not promoting suicide, but like when you come on the other side of things, it's funny. It becomes comedy. Your trauma becomes comedy. But I think
what else do you do with it if you don't turn it into fucking
what did I say?
comedic bits?
How boring would I be if I wasn't damaged? How boring. No one cares about like a picture perfect life. But there are a lot of times where I constantly remind myself like, damn girl, you need to tighten up a little bit. But there are other ways where I feel like I'm doing a great job. I look at some other people and I'm like, you don't know how to do that yet?
Like what?
I knew he was gonna say that, bitch, and I ain't got no examples. I don't have none.
David Jr.
When people, be for real, y'all. When people
David
do
Jr.
that, I feel like my
Pressure?
brain can't, yeah.
Like spotlight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Maybe we should take like 5 seconds and let you think and like not look at you.
I'm still not gonna know. I don't know. That's not the point that I'm making here.
So I think that same kind of thing where I was like, I feel like since I have not been in school, I'm not learning as much. And you were like, no, you're learning things about what you like. Mm-hmm. That's very much so the case for you. You're very, very smart in the things that you want to be smart about. But when it comes to being responsible, you don't really take that as a priority because you don't have to be responsible.
That's true. I was going to respond, but I feel like I'm going to get ate up on the internet.
What you going to say?
I don't have a desire.
I know you don't. Because you have the luxury of having. The only reason why you don't have a desire is because you have a village, but more specifically, a mother who is there to constantly pick up the pieces for you whenever I sound like I'm eating you up, but I'm not trying to eat you up. Like your mommy is gonna fix it for you regardless. Your mommy
could have said mom. When you say mommy, then it's really childish.
But it is. And that's what she calls her mom. So like, why are you mad at me for saying mommy? Her mommy, like when your mommy has never made you fix anything for yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have the desire. Who wants to fucking, Janae, like in real life, who wants to have to like work hard to like do for themselves? I think everybody would choose. If you could have a mommy that did everything for you, I don't think people would choose to grow up. I think people would choose the easy way. As humans, we want convenience. That's why the robots are about to take over our fucking world, because convenience. If we could choose to have a mother that was always there to support us and like nobody wants to fall flat on their face. So like I'm not mad at you for like relishing the fact that you have a mom like that. I get it. I would also love to have a mom that, we're not going to get too far into it. I'm not going to do my mom too bad. You know what I'm saying?
Like, calm down.
But I think anybody would choose to have somebody do everything for them opposed to like having to, so like it makes sense why you are the way that you are, but I'm just saying that's why, because your mom.
Agreed.
Mommy.
We're having a lot of revelations today. That also stems into why I'm selfish. That's not a revelation that I needed anyone to point out. But apparently, more often than not, I choose to be a selfish person. And that also comes from the fact that my mother allowed me to only think about myself. I have a selfish sibling as well, so
it's
maybe
so
that's
crazy.
that.
I always say Janae gives only child, and she's not. She's not. She's not. But you give only child.
I don't think that's my fault either, though. I think
Nothing's
out of all
your
the
fault.
children, no, I think there are some things that are my fault. Like what?
Like what? Like what?
Me actively choosing to not care. That's a fault of mine. So, what I'm saying is because of the fact that I feel like my parents made my issues bigger than the other siblings. Like, so I think that feeds into me being selfish. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, for instance, back to me going to prison.
The real kind.
Thank you.
Don't
Y'all,
let them
the
people
toilets didn't work.
invalidate-
I couldn't even.
Don't let them people invalidate your experience, baby. You went to prison. The fuck?
There was no tissue. And I could not wash my hands.
There were grease stains on the fucking wall behind her head. You want her
I couldn't
to
even
you want
put my head back and take a fucking nap.
You want my bestie to put her clean head?
And there was a fat girl.
Janae.
Oh, shit.
Janae. Fuck.
Never
Like a
mind.
beluga whale.
Cut that out. We're not going to keep getting into prison.
What
There
are
I'm saying-
drug addicts,
Yeah.
like super unhygienic, like putting their hands in their private parts
hands
and
on her
touching
bare
stuff that
and then
I
touching
might
stuff.
possibly have to touch.
And then they wanted me to use that phone. I said,
No.
that's not the point. Because,
Going back to you being in
me
prison.
being in prison. when I told him what happened, James is my brother. When I told him what happened, he said, wait, they did what? I said, oh yeah, because mommy was like, oh yeah, I'm going to come get her now because she's not staying in there overnight. And he was like, wait, they said what? I'm like, that's what she said. He was like, so when they came to get you? I said 3 a.m. They came and got me together as a unit.
As a unit.
And he was so hurt. Like the first time I went to jail,
The first time. Like,
the first
therein lies
time,
the problem.
the first time I went to jail, they told me to figure it out. Yeah, because I don't think that's
James,
their problem.
you were bad as fuck.
You're bad as fuck. So I think that's
were
another
unruly.
thing. My parents make my issues bigger than the other siblings. And other siblings, if you're watching this, I'm not sorry. Y'all know I'm the favorite.
I'm not gonna lie. That's like, even if you had no sibling, you still would have been treated the same way. Like, they didn't do that because James was bad as hell. Like, you're first. You were born before him. Like, you were just a very sweet, like, she's a girl and she's got these big old doll baby eyes and she's a crybaby and everything hurts so much. And like, when you're a little girl, like, that's cute. No, that's like, it pulls on your heartstrings. So like, you don't want your little baby to, I feel like society looks at little girls as like, you're delicate, like nothing should happen to you, which is why James wasn't raised the same way. Even though James was like, James really wasn't bad as fuck. James had energy and like nobody probably knew what the fuck to do with this. So he started acting out. Honestly, that's probably what happened in James's defense. And so people are a lot harder on boys. You know, they don't, it doesn't pull at your heartstrings to see a little boy crying. You're like, stop crying, you know, man up, you know, type of situation. So yeah, with you, like, you're this little doll baby.
So do you think there are a lot more girls who go through the thing of like not being adult enough or not ready enough or not for the real world?
I'm going to be honest. Not necessarily, because I think if you have the dynamic of like a single mom and a son, I think they get it real bad. And even if it's not a single mom, like a lot of these moms like are still married, but their husbands are so consumed with their work that they're emotionally unavailable to them to the point where it feels like they're a single mother. In a lot of the ways that they operate, the boys get it real bad because there's something about a daddy daughter and like a mommy and son combo. I mean, you get it bad from both ways, like you mommy and daddy, like, or daddy daughter. But you know, something about a mother and her son, they get it real bad. So, and especially like I said, with single mothers or with fathers that are in the home but maybe not as present, like I don't feel like their input of like let them handle it is as prevalent because the father is not, you know, not as present. And so the mom is always trying to coddle and trying to whatever. So no, I don't think necessarily little girls get it more than little boys. I think both have the possibility to have that syndrome. Just depends.
Syndrome. I'm being diagnosed on the net. Okay. What else I got, doctor?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I do know, but we don't got enough time to get into it, babe.
How much time do you think you need?
Oh, for both of us?
Well, no, I said diagnose me. You sound like we don't got enough time. Like
we don't have enough time to diagnose me either. Like we both are. Our list is long.
Speak for yourself.
We're in baskets. If we could put baskets on our head, like that's what we would be. Basket cases.
In a straight jacket.
Literally. Yeah. No, we both have a whole lot going on.
Fighting them demons.
In my defense, though, a lot of people have a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
I think we're just very, very aware.
But okay, I think also too. I just feel like I'm gonna get ate up this whole episode. My mom genuinely feels like, and maybe this is, my Nana's like this too though. My mom genuinely feels like, why would I want your life, like you're my child. Why would I want your life to be hard? Like, I feel like I know you be like the other day you had said to me, I was like, oh, I'm giving her grace. And you're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, I am. Because even, you see, she put pressure on herself to show up for me. Like, that's not pressure I put on her. So I feel like my expectations are a little bit higher because that's like pressure. But I feel like she will say it out of her mouth. Like, I don't want to have to, why would I make her do that? So why would I make them do that?
No. So here's the thing too. I'm so sorry. Because like,
God damn.
Here's the thing. You have made mommy feel like shit enough times for her to like, it's almost like if a kid does something and you spank him.
Okay, wait a second.
You're going to spank him and spank him and spank him.
I don't make my mom feel like shit.
Hold on. You're going to spank him and spank him and spank him until he gets the message of like, oh, if I do this, I'm going to get spanked. She hasn't made her mom feel like shit. Her mom is super sensitive. So like, and Janae is very passionate. And so even if she's not trying to like go in on somebody, sometimes because she's so passionate, it can come off like, damn, you're going in on me. it's unintentional on both ends. And mommy is hypersensitive. So she's going to read 10 times deeper into shit that she doesn't necessarily need to, because like at the end of the day, you know that you have a bratty ass daughter. So like, why are you even taking her seriously? But I think that you have let mommy know on enough occasions to where she knows what the expectation is. Yeah. And she doesn't want to disappoint you. That's really what it stems from. So it's like, yes, mommy puts pressure on you to be there, but I think that also I think you might be looking at different stages of the cycle. I think that where that is in the cycle
where
is that
it starts
so
from
many,
is me
I think
being
it starts,
a fucking brat.
Well, maybe no. Maybe it starts at mommy, starting off with her trauma and then having you, and then, yeah, you're a brat to her. And so she doesn't like the way that feels. And so, but I think that you guys put pressure on each other. I think mommy puts pressure on herself, but I also think that you put pressure on mommy. I asked mommy, I had said to mommy, I was like, mommy, I got to come up there and I need mommy to help me with my budget. Mind you, I'm having a conversation with my mom. Janae is like down the street with David. Like, you're not even a part of this conversation. And I'm talking to mommy and she stops mid-conversation with David all the way over there to say, now, if you fucking go over there, mommy, I'm going to be so fucking pissed off because I've been asking for it. Mommy, don't worry about it. I'm not going to be like that.
Context. I had been asking my mom to make time for me. I don't give a fuck. Laugh all you want to. I have been asking my mom. It's
She always is asking her mom to do something. So like,
no,
if she was behind on this one thing.
Context. If you have been asking someone to come and do, and this is the thing.
For free.
Are you fucking kidding me? For free?
You want this lady to come for free. And because I say you need to come now, you need to come now for free.
For free? Okay, so be for real. Like I said, I asked my mom to come and listen, I could do it. I'm pretty sure I could fucking figure out how to do it. My mom is an expert at it, so why would I not ask an expert to come do some shit that she's an expert at? So I asked her to come do some stuff in my head.
How did mommy become an expert at it?
Because her dad was an expert at it. Her dad built houses for a fucking living.
Yeah, but how did mommy become an expert?
I've watched her do it enough times, but like, it doesn't matter when I have to do it.
No, but like, hello, David Jr.
Can I finish? No, can I finish?
How
I don't give a damn what you're talking about.
How did mommy become an expert?
But practice makes perfect. This is my fucking apartment. I'm not putting a bunch of holes in my wall. She owns her home. She can fucking put holes in her shit. I cannot.
You don't think mommy experimented on the apartments that she lived at prior to?
She owned like 7 houses before the house she
Janae,
lived prior to. So I don't give a fuck. Anyways, this is my part of the group chat. You can't keep interrupting. I am writing my soliloquy in the group chat. I asked her to come put some stuff up for the wall for me or whatever. She done been to James' house. My other friend just bought a house and she done mapped out a whole blueprint for her to do it, all this stuff. She done did everything up under the sun for the past 3 months, but came by my house. Let me add another layer to it. I even asked her to come over one day because I was gonna cook dinner. My mom don't really be in the kitchen. So I'm like, I be in the kitchen, mommy, do you want dinner? Instead of saying like, oh yeah, I'll come eat dinner or whatever, she still chose not to hang out with me. I don't need you to do no work. I want you to come hang out with me. So yes, after 3 months of me trying to get my mom to come and spend time with me, I don't want to hear somebody else say, oh, mommy, I need you to do something else, because she likes to overcompensate. She's going to say yes to everything. And she knows that I'm going to be upset about it, but I can kind of put you on the back burner to do whatever. As much as it seemed like she puts me first, she wants everybody to feel like my mom has said yes to some shit 7 years ago that she's still promising that she's going to do, and she's yet to do it. So yes, I am upset if someone else asks her to do something and she fucking hurry her ass over there to go do it, because like, I am your child. You gave birth to 2 children, me and James, okay? Anything else you do is extra, or because you want to. And if you want to say fuck me, like if you want to say that they're more important than your child, then say that. If you don't love me, then say that.
It's giving a little narcissistic.
That's fine.
Because you are not your mom's identity.
I'm not. I was never her identity.
Like the thing that I showed you where the girl was like, my mom never made it seem like being a mom was her only priority.
My mom tells me out her mouth she didn't want kids. She will always remind us that I did not want y'all.
And yes, she got a girl on her phone named Janae talking about, so mommy, why the fuck are you doing this?
You didn't want me, and she went with your first mind. You chose to have me here.
That doesn't mean that she's responsible for you and your actions for the rest of your life, Janae. I'm sorry.
It doesn't.
That's an idea that you're going to have to grow out of.
And I'm saying...
You fall back on that because you know she's going to be there. But if she decided not to be there for that thing, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
But I'm not make her feel like she's wrong.
No, but I'm not wrong for saying how I feel either. The fuck? I'm gonna say how I feel.
You think that's a little selfish? You're not wrong for saying how you feel.
I just established 10 minutes ago that I was selfish. So I feel like this entire episode, y'all gonna let me have it. I'm working through it. I just came to this revelation today. It's gonna take me a few episodes to work through my selfishness.
Not come to this revelation.
They don't know that.
You fucking liar.
I'm selfish and I'm a liar.
But I think that we're on two like opposite ends of the spectrum. And I think if we could just like marry the two, then
So, go ahead.
like, you know, you always have the village to be there. I feel like I don't have a village period. Like I have David and I have y'all, but like, you know, if I need like major, like it's gonna come from David. So that's like my first, you're an hour away. Mike is there too, but I got David. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got David that I know on all accounts is going to be able to, like, he got my back, my man. I don't have parents that can facilitate catching me if I fall. So I've had to be responsible. Like, there's no way that I couldn't have known about, you know, going to a government building because I have to actually go do all the things that I need to do. Like, and I don't have anybody to say, Kelsey, make sure you have this. I have to Google what I need. Or I think the way that I found out was when I was like 18 years old, I had to go to DDS and I didn't have the paperwork. So I had to leave and come back. And that was my experience. That's what I was saying. So like the same experience you had, I had it, but like a little while ago.
You got arrested?
Do I look like I've been arrested?
Well, I'm just saying, like, why'd you have to go to DDS? Because you had to get a new license?
Yeah.
I had the same license since I was 16. Like, how was that? What reason do I have to be in DDS?
Because they expire, you know? And then also...
oh, wait, no, I'm not trying to be funny, but they didn't send you a new one when yours expired? They just sent mine in the mail. I got the same picture and everything. Oh.
No. I had to go up there. But also, like, even to get my license and stuff, like, you didn't know when you got your license that you needed 2 forms of ID? Your mom probably grabbed it for you.
I was 15. She probably did.
You know what I'm saying? But like, see, yeah, even at 15, like I went at 16 and, how did I find out? I don't know. My ex-fiance's dad had taken me. Maybe he told me or something, but that's just, you know.
Yeah.
Because mommy didn't tell you and include you in the process of like, hey, Janae, this is what you need when you go to the, you know what I'm saying? You didn't have to learn it because mom's like, oh, I just got it, you know? But like I've had to learn a lot. But I noticed that that's a thing, like with parents that are super, super supportive. It's like you want to be supportive of your kids, but then at the same time, like you don't want to put them at a disadvantage because even I think David had a very supportive like mother growing up, but same thing. I think that there are things that she kind of just did for him. So now like as an adult, he's having to now learn them 10 years after I feel, you know, what is, I guess, productive for adults to know it at. So like I didn't have a mommy. If I was to go to jail, David, like what would be the point? My mom would be like, Kelsey, we're gonna have to pray about it. Like we don't have like a good support system for real. So it's like I have no choice. Like I have to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. And I think in a lot of ways, like that's made me more prepared for the world, but also like it makes me an angrier, sadder person.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like also, yeah, it makes you more prepared. But I think, once again, there are so many things in the world. Like when I said the other day, I was joking, but I'm serious. There are so many other things that I have to be like, you gotta be on this. You gotta be like, in just being an adult, right? Not just Janae's personal life. Every adult has the same things that they have to do. So like, if you get a little help every now and then to like do certain shit, like
that's what I'm saying. I think that we should marry it. You don't get a little bit of help every now and then. You're like, you know, constantly. You know, I'm never getting help. So like we need to meet in the middle.
Okay, so like where do I stop getting help?
I honestly think that you are really gonna have to make the decision of like wanting to fully be an independent person. So I don't think mommy's ever gonna stop offering her help. I think that, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to say, you know what, Janae, I could call mommy for this, example. But
like going to jail, I should have just...
No, like you can hang up your curtains. You have seen mommy hang up curtains in her house, in your house, in James's house. You know how to hang them fucking curtains up, Janae. And the fact that you have waited, you've been living there for a year.
I don't think that's a good example. I'm not going to hang the curtains.
Why?
No. I don't want it to be wrong.
It's not going to be wrong.
It is.
It's not.
It might be crooked. It might not.
Or what you could do, I think maybe have mommy there and you do it.
Okay, so let's say another thing.
You help mommy when she's coming to...
like when I'm over there, girl, I'm constantly... She's like wants me to actively learn. But like, I want the supervision.
Okay.
With a lot of shit, I want the supervision.
FaceTime her. You don't think she'll be able to see clearly on FaceTime?
Maybe.
But I think that there are just a few things that you're going to have to pick to like also... Do you still share a bank account with her?
I'm never going to stop doing that until I'm married.
You won't switch bank accounts until you're married?
No, because I have a main bank account. I have a few other bank accounts. But like, I'm going to be honest. Even when I'm married, no, I think I'm still going to have a bank account that's connected to my mom's.
Why?
As a safety net. What if I need to leave your ass in the middle of the night? What if I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you literally never know what, my mama not gonna switch on you. My husband might. And people love to be like, oh,
My husband would never.
my husband would never. You just never know.
But why would it have to be an account with your mom's? Why couldn't you just have a separate account that's separate from your marriage?
What if she needs to send me money rapidly, like right there in that moment?
Isn't that what Zelle is for? Zelle is instant. And takes
Zelle
just
don't always
as long.
be up and working.
Huh?
The other day when I went to prison, literally we couldn't do the transfer because the shit was on a something.
Oh, but that's like a. I think it depends on the bank.
I'm never gonna not have an account with my mom. I don't think I'm ever gonna not have an account.
But you don't
with my
think
mom.
that she'll be at a point where you'll have your own money in your own account?
Yeah, and I might need to send her some money. I don't think I'll ever not have something that she's attached to. Like,
do you think?
I don't even think that's like I don't think, even if I never needed her financially ever again in my life, I think I would always have something with her name on it, where we share.
So you don't think that that's like.
My husband would feel away.
Not even just your husband would feel away. Yes, but also like you don't think that that's kind of like you're supposed to form a unit. You know, at a certain point you leave and cleave. Like you leave your parents' home and you create your own family, even if that's not a child or whatever. Like, you know, you want to get married. So like you and your partner, your spouse, whether it's a woman or a man, because we know Janae like you take gay.
No, she's so serious.
So your spouse, you don't think that that's kind of like stepping outside of, you know, the
unit,
units
the bonds.
and the union that you and your spouse are forming to have a bank account with your parent? Like, how would you feel if he had a bank account with his mom?
You don't have a safety net? Like, you don't have a rainy day account?
But that's what I'm saying. But your own account, not with your mom.
I think that's just how mine would be set up with my mom. Like,
do you think that's unhealthy?
It could be. It could be. If you know, no, I don't think it is. I don't think it is, and I could just be jaded because that's the relationship that I have, and that's all that I know. And so I could be jaded, but like, I don't see.
But would you feel a type of way if your husband had a bank account with his mom? Like, would you look at that as like why are you grown sharing an account with your mom? I think you would.
I feel like it would depend on the relationship.
Yours and his, or his and his mom's?
Both. Like you and your mom, if you have a very unhealthy relationship, I feel like me and my mom have very healthy boundaries. Like, as unhealthy as this seems, like, oh, you're 30, you want to share an account with your mom. There are a lot of things that like are hard yes and no's that we do in our relationship to sustain us being able to, with me being comfortable. Like, I don't give a fuck if my mom see if I got $0. I don't give a fuck if she see I got $30,000.
So, but you have access to your mom's account. So like if something happened and like you needed to use the emergency fund, you're now, you know, the reason why you say that you want to, you know, you want to be on the account is because you want to have access to that. So you're okay with your husband's mom having access to his money now? Like when they have an account, if they were to have a separate account, you're okay with you getting a call from your husband being like, yeah, my mom took freaking $5,000 out of the account because she said she had an emergency or whatever. Even if it is a valid emergency, like you're okay with that? Like, I don't think your mom would do that to you, but I'm saying, how do you think, okay, so like, girl, right? Like,
but I feel like I say, I think it's situational. Like, it depends on the relationship you have. My mom would never be like, and I would never do to her, I would never go in there and be like, oh, this is an emergency and I needed 5 bands real quick. There's never a time where I'm asking for everything. I would not even feel comfortable
just going in and taking it.
If the money was there,
so
I don't even
need the account with her.
What do you mean? Why do I need the account with her?
Because if you're not gonna just go freely take it, then she could just send it to you the same way that, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of
I want it there.
You want the tether.
If that's what you want to call it, I don't think what's the point? Like, it's an active account. You want me to close the account because now, like, oh, let me go and close. Like, it's just, no, yeah, I don't feel like it's that big of a deal.
So again,
like if I open up another account, then like, yeah.
Again, like flip the roles.
And I just said, if your relationship was unhealthy and I feel like, damn, you and your mom, but no, if you have a very healthy relationship with your mother, the way that I have a very healthy relationship with my mother, I don't think that I would care that much. I don't think I would look at you any less. I'm like, okay, so you help her take care of whatever. Like,
I just think that it's important to have boundaries. And I think that the relationship, and maybe I have this perspective because I don't really come from very strong familial bonds, but I think that it's important that you set boundaries, and like finances is a boundary for me. Like, I don't think that anybody should be attached to your finances other than you and I. Like, even our kids, like, you know, yes, we're going to have funds and stuff like that for them, but just for them to be having access, no, I don't think that's appropriate. And I don't think that's necessary, because at the end of the day, husband and wife are husband and wife. Like, there are certain things that I feel should be reserved for us and like should be like our thing that other people don't get to like have access to.
This is the thing, like the way the account started as a minor account, and then when you turn 18, it becomes an adult account. Yeah, so the money was always my money. If she put money in there, it was for it to be allotted to be your money. When I turned 18, it became an adult account. So now it's just my main account, and she is an authorized person on it. So it's like any money that's in there, regardless, she knows that the money is in there. Like, this is access. It's not just like, oh, when I get my check, I split up all this money and $5,000 goes to that account or whatever, and we're on that account together. No, any money that she puts in that account is for Janae, and vice versa. Any money that I put in that account is for her to know, like, okay, hey, this is savings for this, or I have this goal. I want you to be able to monitor this. It's not just to have like free willy-nilly access, but like, I think it's situational. And like, also too, I think that one very selfish phase in my life, I really don't care how you feel. And I think that's how I feel now. Two, I've never been in a relationship serious enough to care about your finances and what my finances.
It's never gotten to that point.
It's never gotten to that point. Yeah. So I don't know
how that would work.
Yeah,
out.
I'm sure maybe.
But what if he had okay, so I guess this is the question then. So what if you started dating somebody and it's really, really serious, and you guys are talking about getting married, and so you guys are having the conversations about finances, and they said, hey, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with that. I really would like for us to have, like, you can have your separate account, I can have my separate account, us have an account together, but I don't really want it involved. So I don't want anybody else attached to my account other than you, and I don't want anybody attached to your account. How would you feel? Would you just lie?
I would lie.
You would lie?
That's fucked up. I would probably, because
this is why I think the way that she has like raised you is to your detriment, because you don't feel confident enough to stand on your own too without her. Like, you, like, her managing your money, like, I'm not gonna hold you, like, you know, you got to learn to do that.
I 100% think that's a me thing.
So
like,
she doesn't need to have access to see how much you're saving and this and the third.
Yeah.
Like, this is,
I feel like when I get to that point, that will be like.
This is where I think mommy's downfall is. It's not even about mommy. This is where I think the downfall is. You're not learning to do these things on your own. Someone else is still doing them for you. And yes, it helps you, but at a certain point, like, I can't do it. Like, you can only bring a horse to the water. You can't make it drink. You know what I'm saying? She's pulling you to the river, and she's also pouring. She's grabbing some water, and she's opening your mouth like this, and she's pouring it down your throat. You got to start drinking from the water yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, it's great that she's there to help manage and to know, but like, you have to get to the point where like, this is my responsibility. Yeah. I have to manage this. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where the downfall is. Well, it's not teaching you to do it yourself. It's just doing it for you.
And I think that's what I'm saying. Like, as life goes on and other circumstances happen, like, yeah, like, I'm sure my mindset, I'm sure we'll have the same conversation when I'm in a serious relationship and he's like, oh, I want to marry you. And I'll be like, yeah, no, I have to clip that. You know, I don't know. I don't know. But like, right now where I am in my life, why would I not? Like, why? Like, it doesn't even register to me that I literally have never thought about that. Like, I would not have an account with her. My mom still has an account with her mom.
I was gonna ask that.
She does.
What? My dad had an account with me before Chase clipped me. You still do? But I think that's
how Janae describes it.
It's a minor account that turns into an adult account.
And my dad,
for you to have,
my dad had access.
Yeah, you can access it if you want. So it's not necessarily like, this is my main account and you just dropping money or whatever. It's just but I think that also
do y'all still have that account?
I don't got Chase no more. But what I'm saying is, I think.
But you did up until that point?
Yeah, I think, no. But I didn't use that account.
But that's what I'm saying. Even if you don't, I don't use mine.
Wait, though, this is so crazy because like, this is 3 perspectives. Or 4 perspectives of different upbringing. But we have similar.
So that's what I was gonna say.
College account is what it's called.
Exactly, like a 529 or something.
So my business account or my personal account was connected to my dad. It wasn't his money. It was my money. But
if he needed to put money in there, this is a quick way to just transfer it.
because transfer don't cost you nothing.
But that's another thing. When it started, we didn't have Cash App or nothing. Like when we were around that age, there was no Cash App, there was no Zelle. So you set up an account and you have it for whatever. So the account just, when there's an option for me to take her off of it. If I wanted to keep that account and not have her, there is an option for me to remove her as a user of it. So like, it's possible.
This makes me want to cry because it just makes me realize like
That wasn't
your
and that's
childhood
why I-
really is like fucked.
But this is what I want you to do in this situation. Because you have that view, you should explain to Kelsey now why like this is a thing when you have that type of support.
Yeah, to wrap it up. Okay.
So that you can close it up. Because she doesn't know that because she didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? So like this is where you can show both.
No, you're gonna make it worse.
For clarification, when you have, I don't know if all banks do this, but typically like Navy Federal, things like that, they'll have minor accounts that you can set up for your kids. They become like college accounts to prep them, if you will. So it started as a college account. When you turn 18 or 21, I don't know what the age out is. When you age out, you have the option to make an adult account. So my very first bank account ever was that account. Before I ever got anything else. And then I think I got a credit card and then I got some other accounts and I still kind of use that one as my primary, but then eventually I got my own Navy Federal and all that other stuff. So now I don't even use the account, but to have access. So is it like a tether? Yes. But I feel like one, should it still be going on? No. But I think I needed that to see, like as a kid, we constantly talk about not being prepared. We constantly talk about how when you're a kid, this is the stuff they should be teaching you. This is da-da-da. That's something my mom taught me. Like, okay, boom, you don't know how to work money. These are the things that we're gonna set in place every week. And it started like an allowance. Like every week you're gonna get $100 to your account and you get to choose. Like, I'm not giving you gas money. I'm not giving you whatever. This is your money. You manage it how you see fit, you know, whatever. So it started on a small scale. And then once I started making my own money, obviously I'm putting the money in that account until I started another account. But like now I just never thought to change it, you know? And I don't have anyone questioning.
I think that's the main thing because like my parents definitely did not start a bank account for me, but I can understand starting an account and that's what you should do. Teach them about money, teach them about bank accounts in general, what you need to do, what the process looks like, what you need to have when you're trying to go, like how you figure out what bank you want to do, all of that. Like I think that's necessary. But I think my confusion was more so like, why do you still have an account? And I guess because you are single and like kind of like out of sight, out of mind type of situation. But I just know that like for me, like if my partner or if David or I, right, had an account with our parents, it would make me feel like we weren't being responsible. Like I think being
Like,
in a
why do you
relationship,
need them to?
being in a relationship and living with each other is such a big responsibility. And like, it's such a, you know, if you're saying that you're ready to do that and like cohabitate with somebody and build a life together, you need to have your own account.
And I
like
think
you don't
that-
need to be attached to your parents. At that point, you're making big boy and big girl decisions. And like your parents no longer need to be involved in certain things. And I think the same thing, even if you while you guys are a couple, don't live by that. But for sure, by the time you get married, there are certain things, if you don't have your own bank account, to me, like you're not ready to get married. But
you do have your own, but I have several other bank accounts.
Right.
Like,
but I'm saying like, what is the necessity of having that? Like, I don't know. Maybe it just, as a couple, we're relying on each other. Like,
And,
you know what I'm saying?
and I
Unless
think that's
something like, you know, crazy happens where we're like, we can't work something, but like for the most, like he and I, if we're going to do this thing where we're living with each other and playing like we're grown, we need to be grown.
But I think that's where you are in your life and that makes sense for your life. Like I'm very much in a fucking unserious.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
maybe because we're in but I don't know.
Single in a
even
fucking apartment.
then,
Like I had very long-term situations. I had very long-term relationships. I was not planning in my brain, you know, oh my God, we're gonna be married. We were not taking any active steps to
join our
lives together. Like when we're house hunting, oh, you're looking for a house for you. I'm looking, you know, like there's not like a thing. So I don't think I've ever been in a position to have to consider how you feel about where my money comes from or if my mom is connected or if whatever. But I think also too, like you said, I have David. So I do think when you but I think when you guys are marrying your lives. So yes, that does become your, like, we're going to figure it out together. If some shit happens to me and my mom go, like, if there's something that I genuinely cannot handle, right? I'm not talking about like, oh my God, I need some money for this. Like if I fucking have to go to the hospital and I have no way to pay my bills or whatever the fuck, because I haven't worked in weeks and weeks and weeks and my mom has to pay for me to get surgery, That's who I fall on. But if I was in a relationship where if something happens to you and whatever, David is the person who is going to make sure that financially and medically or whatever, he's your line of contact. And so I think until that changes, I don't see a need
But
for me
what I'm saying is, I think that there's a period, right, where you rely heavily on your parents for things. In my brain, I think that there's like, I guess, an acceptable amount of time where you should be relying on your parents and stuff like that. But I do think at a certain point in time, you need to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. And maybe just maybe that is a trauma response of mine because I've had to do that. I can't tell you, like, psychologically, I don't have the research or the data to be able to say, hey, at this age, you need to not be relying on your parents. But I do think at a certain point, you know what I'm saying? Like, life needs to get serious on your own. I was serious on my own before I met David.
But I think also,
I think, like, not just because I have David, why I don't have it. Like, I think that at a certain point, before you get to the point where you're at the point where you're serious about another person, you have to be serious about yourself. And part of that looks like being able to stand on your own too financially, being able to have your own account. But that's what I'm saying. So what does standing on your own too financially look like? Because it's like you keep saying you need to have I have my own account. You keep saying you need to. So what does that look like outside of, okay, I'm paying my own bills. I do this. I do. Like, when you say you need to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, I don't feel like I don't stand on my own 2 feet. I feel like I have assistance when I need assistance. I don't feel like I'm constantly like, oh, I can't figure this out. Oh, I can't da-da-da-da. Like, if I'm down on my dick, I'm going to ask my mom for help. But like, if I can figure it out, I'm going to figure it out. So I don't feel like, I feel like standing on your own, like, what is your definition of standing on your own 2 feet? Because if it's like standing on your own 2 feet means like, I got to get it and drag out the mud and struggle when I know that I don't have to, if I can avoid my bills being late, or if I can avoid my credit going to the dump or whatever, because I have assistance, I'm going to take the assistance. I'm not going to put myself at a further disadvantage just because I want to prove a point and stand on my own 2 feet. No, I'm going to ask for help. No, it's not that. But what it does, it creates a system of, I know, like I know that how much you want to talk about on the internet, right? But you'll tell me whether or not you want to keep it or cut it, right? There will be times where you may be short on something and you need assistance, right? And your parents are there for you. I can bet all my fucking pennies that I own that within that period before, that period that preps you to be able to have that money, you could have taken more appointments. You could have sat up there for walk-ins. You could have done things that make you uncomfortable. You could have braided some fucking hair. You could have, but you don't want to do anything you don't want to do. And because you have the luxury of, my parents are going to come through for me, my parents are going to do this, you won't do anything that you don't have to do. I don't like doing anything that I don't want to do either. However, I can tell you there were periods of my life where I had to do things that I didn't want to do because like I don't have the assist. I don't have that.
I feel like there's been plenty of times where there's certain shit that I don't want to do, or jobs I didn't want to, or situations I didn't want to be in that I've stayed in.
Yes, there were times, sister, but I think on the regular, I think you choose, just like you say, there's so many things that you want to be serious, that you don't feel like you need to be serious about, and you don't, like, you for sure know that you have it. And it's like, I'm saying all these things, but like, I also am saying, like, I can understand why you want to be in the comfort of like living in the comfortable position that your parents have provided for you. But I'm telling you that if you want to grow, your parents are never going to stop offering the help to you. You are going to have to make the decision that I'm going to be okay being uncomfortable because I don't ever want to need the assistance from my parents. You know what I'm saying?
Feel like I don't think that's accurate, because I feel like financially, yeah, there's a lot of shit that when it comes to finances, yes, my parents are well off. I'm going to fucking ask for help. But when it comes to other things, like, I don't feel like it's their job to make sure mentally I'm getting my shit together. I don't feel like it's their job to come and make sure my house is clean. I don't feel like it's their job to make sure I'm fed. I don't feel like there's a lot of things that I feel like when it comes to standing on your own too, yeah, but when it comes financially, I'm going to be a Nepo baby. Like, if that's what it looks like, if that's what that comes off as, or if it comes off as not, I am. Like, I'm not going to make myself struggle for that. But in other ways.
So now when you get married, right? You don't ever think that there's a period where you don't need to be taking assistance financially from your parents, right? So you're going to go from relying on your parents to solely relying on a man.
But I think I also I think I rely solely on my parents because, like, financially, I cannot do it on my own. When I get to the point where I don't need them, why would I be asking them for help if I didn't need them for help? Or like, if I was to the point where...
I guess this is what I'm saying. You're not at the point where you don't completely not need your parents, right? But I think my point is, because you know you have that safety net is why you have not gotten to the point where you don't need them. I think that the skin house could have been a lot further along if you had the fire under your ass to where you had to do this shit, or else if you fail, bitch, you have nothing. I think you would have put more into... I did fail.
I lost my shop.
No, you gave your shop up. There's a difference.
Kelsey, whether I gave it up because I chose to, they would have taken it from me anyway if I wasn't paying the rent.
But my point is the reason why you were not able to succeed in that business because you didn't like.
Because I didn't want to,
That's
and
what
I don't
I'm
think
saying.
I
Like,
don't think
you
it
don't
had anything
have-
to do. But I think in general, we've talked about this. The skin house was something that I did because it was good and I was good at it. That was not my goal. It's not something that I
Right.
wanted to do.
But
I
what
became
I'm
good at it
saying
because it was like,
is-
oh, this is going to be
What
whatever.
I'm saying is, not everybody has the luxury of deciding like, today I want to do this. Oh, but in 2 months, actually, I don't want to do this. So all the money that I spent on this, I'm now going to eat and start this. What I'm saying is you have been afforded the luxury of being indecisive. Someone who is broke and poor, when they have an opportunity to succeed at something, they put everything into that opportunity to make it to succeed because they don't have another option. They don't have a fucking choice but to succeed. You have the flexibility of, if this fails, that's okay. Don't worry about it because I have the support of this. Someone like me, bitch, I don't have the fucking option
But I
of
don't
not
feel like-
succeeding. I don't have the option of saying like, or I didn't have the option of saying like, I just decide not to do this, bitch. I had to create other options. Nobody created that for me. And what
Nobody
I'm saying,
created my options for me.
What I'm saying is people gave you the breathing room to be able to take your downtime and figure, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But I don't
you're not
think
gonna
that's a-
act, okay,
yeah,
but you're
but-
not gonna act like your privilege did not equate to you being able to like
I'm not
frolic.
saying that it didn't equate to that, but I'm just saying it's like, well, you're never going to grow as an adult. How the fuck is
No,
me
I said
having
no.
support?
I
not
said
saying-
you're only gonna grow if you decide to like not.
But I'm saying,
take
okay, my
the-
decision because financially I'm choosing not to. That does not equate. Financially is not the only way that you can be a successful, productive adult. There's so many other ways that make you a complete. We constantly talk about there's so many other ways, and so what I'm saying is, if you're just talking about financially, yes, I no one's ever gonna make me feel bad
Janae,
about
going
being
to a
privileged.
government building and not knowing that you need 2 IDs is not financial.
That-
Like, there are little things. But,
Okay, so that, I understand
but that's
what
what
you're
I'm saying.
saying.
So it's more than just financial.
So that's that one situation, but don't say like, oh, you're never gonna have the opportunity to do whatever, or you're never gonna da. Okay, so that's one situation I learned from it. Okay, so I was 30 when I learned it.
You're
but I was
only
learning
gonna
lessons when I was
grow.
18 about other shit. So like,
you're only gonna grow if you decide to, like, the only way that you're financially gonna understand money, right, is if you say to yourself, hey, I know that I have parents that can do X, Y, and Z, but for this month, and this month, I'm not gonna ask anybody for assistance until you prove it to yourself that you can like do that. But if you continue to like, no, okay, like, I don't gotta go up to take walk-ins. I don't gotta market extra heavy. Like, you don't want to do social media, and I get it, bitch. Neither do I. But what I'm saying is, it's okay for you not. Just same thing with me, bitch. I fucking wanted to be an influencer, right? And I was not being consistent. You know the fuck why? Because I had David to say like, your bills are not getting paid this month. I'm paying your bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I also have the privilege at this current point in my life. My boyfriend has provided me the privilege, not my parents. That's the difference. And what I'm saying is, if you and I did not decide to take this podcast seriously, bitch, you and I both could sit the fuck down and do nothing for the rest of our lives. And that's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is like, I feel like you go through phases. So like, yeah, in this period, it's a very spoiled, very selfish, Before I started working in the club, my mama was not helping me do shit. Like, there was a point where like, okay, when y'all move out, y'all do whatever. When James wasn't paying the bills, nobody was fucking helping me pay the bills when he wasn't paying his part. That's
Was
like,
she as able then?
yeah.
Oh.
She was choosing not to prove a point. So I feel like there are definitely times in this moment, yes, I'm very like, my mom's gonna do it. She's gonna help me, But I also feel like, I'm not gonna say like, oh my God, I struggled so fucking hard. I was in there fucking eating my shit because I didn't have any food. No, that's not the point that I'm making here. But like, I've never lived like that. So I think that's another thing. I think but I think that's another thing too. Like, it don't matter. It's gonna come off as super privileged anyways, because like, the fuck, I didn't grow up in no fucking struggle. So why the fuck would I wake up one day and decide, oh, I'm gonna struggle so fucking hard if I don't have to? Like, I don't think, that's what I'm saying. So if like, that's the privilege that I'm awarded, I'm gonna take advantage of my privilege. And so like, if that's what that looks like, and if it looks like negative, and if it looks like, oh, you're not gonna be as successful as an adult, there are plenty of adults who fucking have been handed everything to them, and they're very successful, and they're very whatever, and or they're not. It can go both ways. There's plenty of adults who you'd be like, damn, you're like that because your parents handed you everything. I genuinely think that if your parents handed you everything, you would still be the way you are because you're Kelsey. That's the way that you're wired.
What do you mean, like, as like ambitious and...
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't.
I wouldn't.
I don't think that's fair. Like to say like ambitious or like whatever, because it gives like lazy. And
That you're lazy?
Or
No.
like when I'm not, but that's what I'm saying. When you like,
no, like the hustle mentality, I definitely think that I have a little bit more hustle.
I think
but
you
I'm
do,
not,
but
I
I'm
think you're
saying,
ambitious, but I think that
if you did have support, Kelsey, you are who you are. You would still be that way. I think if I didn't have support, yeah, I might be like, oh, I got to do it a little bit harder, whatever. I still think I would have still been this way. Like, I think circumstances made it easier for me to fall into it. But like, what I'm saying is,
no, I wouldn't like, I wouldn't. I think if I was like fully supported, I probably would have like went to college and fucking.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, fully supported, and we can talk about like all the good things, but think about fully supported in all the bad shit too. Like all the things that like, whether I was a successful adult or not, those are still things that I went through. So fully supported, dropped out twice. Fully supported, still managed to fucking get kicked out of, like, you know what I'm saying? There's fully supported and still had all these other things that like, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Or whether you call it traumas or like mishaps or whatever the fuck, in a full support system. Still tender. There are plenty of other situations financially that probably should have made me be like, damn, bitch, you're not gonna get it together. So I feel like, I'm saying that to say, I think that even if you had full support or whatever, your circumstances or whatever the case may be, like would have still applied to you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever came to me, whether I had support or not, those are the things that like made me choose whether or not to like lean into it or not lean into it or vice versa. Does that make sense? Like, for instance, going back to when I said my mom decided she wasn't gonna pay my rent. That wasn't the only, for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, my mom was not coming to fix shit for me.
But
like,
was anybody else? Or did you go work and like get what you needed?
No, that's when I started doing hair. Like, so I started
like,
braiding.
If mommy said no, did you call dad? And did dad give it to you?
No.
Did you call Nana and Nana gave it to you? Or you literally like,
I don't call my grandmother for nothing. Yeah.
So you did what? You said you did what?
I went and braided hair and I did what I had to do. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's my point.
Your point is proven, but I'm saying to say like, oh, now that you're 30 and you're whatever, there are plenty of lessons that I learned that have made me a productive adult. I actively choose financially to depend on them because I can.
I don't want you to think that I'm so sorry, because I feel like you're taking it as me saying like, oh, you're a failure, you're never gonna, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you're at a point where you rely, you know, in the back of your mind you have a safety net, right? And what I'm saying is that safety net is never not going to be there.
Yeah.
So you are going to have to choose now to operate and do certain things that you don't want to do for the sake of, you know what? I don't ever want to have to go bounce back off of that safety net. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're not going to grow, you're not going to be successful. I think you're super successful. And you know that I think that, you know, everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. But what I am saying is that sometimes when your parents are always there for you, sometimes it does not allow people to develop the skills of like having to do this for themselves. So what I'm saying is, because they're never going to stop offering, they're always going to provide that for you. You are going to have to make the decision that I am going to operate as if I don't have this. For an example, I tell my boyfriend all the time, like, he is so successful in his company and is in his career right now. But I tell him all the time, you want to get to a different level in your company, that means you are going to have to start operating as if you do not have this company, as if you were just starting this company again. You are going to have to start grinding like you have nothing. And that's what I'm saying. You're going to have to start operating at a level that I don't know that I have this safety net, which means if a client is trying to book last minute, you don't like to take same day appointments. Typically, that's your policy. But maybe every now and then you're going to have to do that because you're trying to get to a level where you're not relying on the safety net. That's what I'm saying. And I think because I've never had the safety net, I don't think I have to think twice about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have to force myself to think like, okay, pretend you don't have a safety net. Because bitch, I don't have a safety net, you know? So I feel like because of that, and there are pros and cons to that, because I feel like I've been constantly operating as if I'm in a place of survival mode, and that's not good for your fucking stress. That's not good for your health. That also doesn't always make you make the best decisions because you're doing what you have to do instead of what you would want to do. So again, I feel like we're in situations where we've got to marry the two. Like, I'm not saying it's completely bad that you have support. I'm not saying that it's completely bad. To an extent, there are some aspects of me never having support that made me into a fucking dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? And there are aspects of your life, because you had the support, now you can really actually know, like, no, this is who Janae is, because I've had the fucking leisure and the privilege of frolicking around from thing to thing. You have tried so many things in life that I probably will never get the opportunity to, or, you know, maybe now moving forward, but like that I wouldn't have prior to turning 30, because I didn't have the time to like fuck around and figure out what I liked. Bitch, I have to figure out what the fuck is going to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So the difference, I mean, they provide different things for different people, but to your point, even if I had supportive parents, I think you might be right, because I had the same two parents as my sisters, but my sisters don't have the same drive as me. My sisters don't have the same ambition. My sisters don't have the same, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think because of biologically the characteristics that I originally had, I think melded with the lack of support kind of just propelled me in that direction. But I think I for sure still had the qualities, and you still have the qualities that you would have regardless. Yeah. You okay, sister? You got mad at me for a second.
No, I wasn't mad. I just, you know, when I don't be knowing how to, like, my brain's moving too fast. I think going back to like what I was saying earlier, there was a point where it's like, okay, boom, my parents leave. And I'm like, oh shit, y'all gonna leave me in here?
Oh yeah, when you got arrested.
Yeah, okay, so I get arrested. I can see the parking lot. My parents come in and I'm like, oh yeah, they finna come fucking save me. And then they leave. And so I'm like, oh shit, why are y'all leaving? That was, no funny shit. That was the very first time.
The wake-up call for you.
It was kind of like a wake-up call, like, y'all finna make me figure this out on my own? Which I could have. Like, I know I could have. I had the money. I had to, you know, that the issue wasn't that, but it was just like, and I would have.
Right.
But another one of the moments where it was like, my mama gonna figure it out. Like, to the point where she's like, you sure you don't need no other numbers in your phone? My mama the only number I need. She gonna call and figure out anything she need to figure out.
And like, I don't think that's bad. Like, I think that this is an extreme circumstance where I feel like
call your mama.
Your parents needed to come through for you. Bitch, you're going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Prison. Okay, Rikers.
Alcatraz.
Shutter Island.
The facts.
But you know what I'm saying? I think that to me is a situation where I do feel like your parents, especially you're not a problem child, you don't be into nothing. And then what it's over to is so freaking dumb. Like, Janae, I'm not even mad at you for it. You know what I'm saying? So like, that is a time where, and who the fuck am I to say when the fuck it's time for a parent? You know what I'm saying? Take this all with a grain of salt. I'm nobody and I know nothing. The fuck?
And I'm a spoiled brat.
I'm also a fucking case of trauma. So really, can you trust anything that comes out of my mouth? But don't clip that. Then, anyways,
we use it
but you know, I think that that's a time where I would expect a parent to come through for a kid. But I do think that every now and then, like when it comes to certain things, like I do think mommy needs to make you hang up your own fucking curtains, bitch. Like, you fucking crybaby ass. Yes, hang up your curtains, Janae. You can do this. I've done this enough times for you to now know how to do it. You know, stuff like that. I feel like you can hang up a curtain. You know what I'm saying? But it's like...
So maybe that's where I'll start. I'll fucking hang up the curtains. Next episode, we'll clip in a picture of the curtains that I hung up that's leaning like this. Because this is how they gonna look. Just like
for effort. That's all we need.
And the fucking people time's gonna be looking through this crack right here, because this is gonna be the part that's
actually
dangling.
It's a designer's choice. Y'all don't know fucking style. Them fucking crooked curtains is in.
They're gonna have to be, because that's the price of being an adult. Crooked curtains.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Sprinkle, sprinkle. Crinkle, crinkle,
yeah, so we'll see if Janae's an adult next episode. No, just kidding. She's an adult
probably
now.
Not. The curtain's probably gonna be up. Maybe I'll hang up a TV or... Oh, damn, that's harder.
What?
I can start by hanging a picture. I got some pictures that need to be hung up too. So I'll hang the pictures. Baby steps. And then maybe when we're like on episode 356, the account will be tethered. We're manifesting it.
You know, do whatever makes you comfortable, sister.
Baby
after
steps.
going in for 30 minutes. But you know, whatever you think, child.
It's like an addict. You got to wean them off.
Slowly.
And I have addictive personality. Maybe I'm addicted to my mom. So
probably like each other.
Yeah.
My mommy. But like, I think having love for your parent, like that's a good thing. Liking your parent, having love for your parent, I think that's a good thing. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with her providing support either. I do think that sometimes mommy got to let you fall on your face.
Mom, when you see this episode, don't get any bright ideas.
Mommy's going to be like, Janae, you need to stop talking to Kelsey. No, because how's she going to tell my baby? I don't need to. Janae, don't listen to nothing she say.
In that.
You the problem, mommy. No, it's mommy. No, because it's mommy when I came to your house. Fucking where mommy's communicating something that Janae just did that was so bratty. And she looks at me and it's like she broke the fourth wall. She goes, I created a monster, didn't I? Yes. Yes, you did. did. You are the problem. And really, Nana, it's your fault because you
She
created
ain't no
these
better.
spoiled
My Nana
little
the same way.
child.
Anything
And mommy's
my
the same way.
boozer
Mommy be
wants.
like, I love my mommy. And I love that for y'all. Y'all should love your mommy.
Yeah, I
But,
think that like, you know.
Mommy's pretty independent. mommy's a grown lady.
We're gonna stop talking about my mom. We'll get into it off camera because
Our manager's
please.
like, I love mommy, but this whole episode is about
ready.
mommy. Mommy deserves. I ain't gonna hold you, mommy. This episode is for
Flowers
you.
dedicated to
This
my mom.
episode is dedicated to Janae's mom. Anyways, y'all, that was a good one, sister.
It was. Y'all thought we was mad at each other, huh?
I thought we was mad at each other for a second too. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought she was a little mad at me, but it's okay. We'll be here same time.
We're still friends. I can't do that cute. Don't do that. Blow like a kiss. Yeah, that's cute.
Anyways, y'all, see y'all same time, same place next week.
Bye.
See ya. Wow, manager. You approve?
We never got in a clap.
David was like, yes, drama.
Yeah. We never got in a clap. We got a clap.
I want to fucking talk.
Okay.